became the worst of the worst. So I'm just going to read my prologue from my book today, and that'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea what my book is about. A good life is about forgiveness and enlightenment. I embraced those principles to pursue the life I chose, but it has taken my lifetime to dismantle the wall of defense mechanisms and mental barriers I created in response to abuse no child should experience. I still live with adjustment disorders now recognized as PTSD. Childhood memories flicker in my brain like freeze frames, and sometimes when I sleep, they emerge, and I relive the terror and desolation I felt when I realized no one would protect me from the sadistic madman, Brother Leo Mercier, the servant of the Lord. Sweaty nightmare dissociation makes me worry that the things he said, the names he called me, the deviance he accused me of, might be real. These things had a permanent effect on me, much more so than the injury of physical abuse. Daily, I continue my struggle to prove him wrong, to prove myself worthy. These stanzas became my exposure therapy as I journeyed through the past to bring health and recovery to my future. I am not motivated by hostility, rather by a bond to the children who suffered with me, and a deep calling to help people understand. Immature emotional experiences are indelible as the blackest ink. Children are singular entities with intelligence and ability to choose what resonates with them. They are gifted to us to love and to guide, but we do not have an automatic right as parents to indoctrinate them and rob them of their tomorrows. Reverend William Marion Branham, an evangelical faith healer, recognized for his catastrophic views concerning the end of the world and the ultimate destiny of humankind, preached about the second coming, the resurrection of the dead, and final judgment. His revival was quasi-Pentecostal, but his theology was old world fundamentalism infused with borrowed revelations and his notions of proper Christian conduct, especially for women. Between 1945 and 1965, he held huge religious meetings and became famous worldwide. His tales of childhood stirrings, angelic visitations, and divine revelations drew people who hoped to experience miraculous healing in his prayer lines. According to his sermons, he was the prophet of the hour, imbued with the spirit of Elijah and sent to herald the second coming of Christ. The only thing this gift is just submitting myself to him. I don't say nothing. He does the saying. The prophet always has thus saith the Lord, and the prophet is always right. Don't question the doctrine with all of your heart. If you're going to believe it, then you just believe me. He was one of many evangelical faith healers who rose to notoriety, but his ministry evolved from the roots of white supremacy. He was ordained by and served in the capacity of assistant pastor to Roy Alonzo Davis, a Klansman sprung from Stone Mountain in 1915. Branham assumed his congregants after Davis was imprisoned for his many unrighteous endeavors. This is not Christianity. This is twisted religion, the kind that involves the long con, manipulation and mind control of hopeful, salt-of-the-earth people looking for something of the supernatural to enhance their life after 2 world wars, post-war poverty, opportunistic illness of the body and mind, and the advent of the Great Depression. Branham's teachings took on a life of their own and became a religion, the Message, which more than 2 million people follow today. His books and recorded sermons are still sent around the world, uncensored of plagiarized doctrine, misogyny, racial discrimination, and apocalyptic destruction. Brother Leo Mercier and his partner, Brother Gene Goad, acolytes, or tape boys, traveled with Brother Branham's ministry to record and distribute taped sermons across the country. The part came to fruition when Brother Branham blessed Brother Leo Mercier to take a group of followers to Arizona. He likened it to a little Goshen, where a chosen few live apart from the world to await the second coming of the Messiah. Thus, we became a communal cult within the larger doctrinal cult. In spite of their good intentions and heartfelt ideals, the people of the park gradually changed. Simple faith in God and the prophet became something darker, and ultimately our life there became the antithesis of their original plan. If Brother Leo Mercier was not born evil, power corrupted him, and he became evil. He exploited parental vulnerability, and they gave up their children to him, as Abraham gave up his son Isaac to be obedient and do the will of God. Many parents make mistakes their children suffer for, but our parents, when they recognized their misstep, sloughed it like a skin, absent the serpent, but still a malodorous presence. Like furtive travelers, they swept away evidence of their passage into dark compliance and expected us to remain silent, accept this colossal blunder as the will of God. We will never speak of the bad things in the park. We will focus only on the good things and speak only of the good times. And so the second indoctrination began. They did not understand their children's experiences in their formative years became the tainted filter through which all following life events would pass. More than 100 children lived there from its inception until its demise when the park split and folks started leaving. Many of us have memories of pleasant events, occasional exhilarating moments, childhood friendships, and terrible memories of fear-based lessons, mental, physical, sexual, and spiritual abuse during our lives there. How can good people be induced to do awful things? And how do these people we learn to fear and hate revert to being the family and friends we love? It is water under the bridge, but the children's lives took root in that water, and our tree of life is shaped by it. We moved beyond the borders of the park, our broken parts tucked away to reveal themselves at the most unexpected times. We've lost some to untimely death, while others choose to live within the church's fundamental premise and raise their children in this way. Still, none of them live to the expectations of the message. Impossible in a millennial world. The advent of technology, digital research, information sharing, television, computers, smartphones, and social media. Things that keep them from applying the token to their household, leaving them unsealed, unsanctified, and no different than any of us who have recognized cult doctrine and do not believe the message is our way to an eternal future. Though twins, two beings who shared a profound bond from our conception, Esther and I were affected by this experience in different ways. The park was the only life we knew until age 14. We survived our childhood, but latent injury accompanied both of us into adult life. She lived expressively. She loved quickly. She launched herself impulsively into the music, the crowd, or the conviction of the moment. I became goal-oriented, tightly wound, very skeptical of love and trust, and full of my own will. Or as Esther said, all of us are addicted to something, Doodle. You are addicted to control. She was right. Whatever the nature of an addiction, it is always driven by embedded emotion, memorized fear, and trauma. Esther forgot much of our childhood, but she remembered when she drank. Intoxicated, screaming at God, she emoted elemental fear. She shrank from dark shadows, creeping around corners and up through the floors, reaching for her, perpetuating the twist in her mind that she had not lived righteously enough. Her death wrecked me and freed me. My voiceless shell cracked, and I beat my way out like a damp, featherless bird. According to the credo of my childhood, I'm a woman with inferior status, unworthy of podium or audience. Even so, I am committed, and I will share what I endured and how false doctrine altered the course of my life. These simple truths will give pin feathers to other fledgling birds and eventual wings to fly them from the chicken yard where they scratch and peck, forever seeking what they received the moment they were born.